So I'm currently rubbing out the tobacco on our countdown. This is number 5. I've been doing videos. Maybe you can see it, but that's just got all the sugar crystals on it. I will go over that too. But man, this stuff is awesome. This tobacco I'm smoking here has got about 4 to 5 years of age on it. Most of these tobaccos have at least 3 years on them. But we're counting down the top 5 most McClelland like, and we'll go over that, what that means, that are available, that are, well, I won't say available today, but they're available. They may not be in stock today, but they will become in stock, and you will have a chance to get these tobaccos. Yeah, this stuff is just covered in white. It's not gonna do it. Look at that right there, this little piece. Oh yeah, that just tells you the tobacco is ready. So I'm gonna pack my pipe. We'll do a little housekeeping. I'll kind of keep the what's in my tobacco to the end, but I wanted to talk about what it means to be most like McClelland. I'm gonna give you a little analogy. Let's say I was in a beauty contest and I won the beauty contest. What does that tell you? Well, number one, it ain't because I'm the most beautiful person in the world, which I'm not. It just means that the other contestants, bless their hearts. But again, that's kind of like McClelland is the most beautiful in the world, but these others are still in the contest that McClelland's isn't entered into, but you've got to have a winner. So McClelland's is up in the stratosphere, and these are the closest that I can find that keep me from dipping into my tobaccos, my McClelland tobaccos. This was a drinking game. Just drink every time I say McClelland's or there you go. So McClelland's is up here. These are down here. It keeps me from dipping into my McClelland stash. I'm gonna be a pipe smoker as long as I'm healthy and I'm able to. I'm not gonna smoke my McClellands, but there are Virginias out there that are going to keep me and make it McClelland last longer for me. I hope I make sense, because I don't even understand it myself sometimes, and I can't talk sometimes too. All right, we're getting this. So hopefully you understand where we're coming from. Now, I have to say, when we get to number 1, which will be in some 4 videos from now, this is absolutely really close with McClelland. Even the 10 note, the smokability, the flavors, there's just a little something that McClelland has that this tobacco or these tobaccos don't have. And that's just brilliant knowledge that Mike had in fermentation and choosing the sugar contents. And these tobaccos that I'm going to be counting down have a pretty high sugar content, but not anywhere in the realm of McClelland. That was a mouthful. All right, I'm gonna put this back. I'll go ahead and show you a flake of this, and we'll show a flake again, another flake here. This is the tobacco that's number 5. It is wonderful. You can see that the sugar crystals, and I'm not convinced that they're sugar crystals, and I'll tell you why. I have blended some tobaccos, and I have done some experiments before, and to my pea-brain knowledge, what I understand is sugars are dissolvable in water, and the stuff that I scrape off of this tobacco does not dissolve in water. So that tells me it's probably not sugar, although that sounds great. We'll call them sugar crystals, but I don't know if they're a form of mold, like a good mold. You know, you have good molds, you have bad molds, you have good bacteria, bad bacteria. It's definitely something good, because all the tobacco that have it smell great and they taste great. Now, if you open your tobacco and you see something in there that's furry that looks like it needs to be petted and fed and watered, that's mold. And then if it smells very funky, it's mold. Don't smoke it. But what I think it is maybe some crystallized oil. All I know is your tobacco, especially Virginias, and that's why I love Virginias. Virginias, they can come in I kind of put them in categories. You have this first category, and it's hay, grass, and manure, or barnyard. And then you have citrus and tea, and that can be mistaken for some hay, some good fermented hay, but you know, tea and citrus notes. And then you get into the bready, the dark toasty bready notes, and then you get into the fig, raisin bread, stone fruits, stewed fruits, that kind of stuff. And then you get into the stove, and stove can bring a toasty, figgy, all kinds of stuff. So I think the first category, which is barnyard, hay, grass, and sometimes manure, especially some companies out there, it smells like you're in a horse stall or something like that. That to me says that the tobacco is too young. It hasn't been aged enough or fermented enough before they tend it. Now you can get a little bit more age on it, but it's going to take a while. The companies that do that, they're relying on you to age it yourself. They're just putting it in a jar, in a tin, and sealing it up and getting it out the door. Maybe they're putting a batch number on it, making it a small batch or whatever, but you know, I'm not going to call anybody out, but most of the time you get that smell, that means the tobacco's not ready. It wasn't ready then, and it ain't ready now, and it's going to be 4 or 5 years before it's even smokable to me. Then you get into the citrus hay, and that's more the light, bright lemon Virginias. They're ready, they're fermented, they're great. Orlick Golden Slice is a good example. That's kind of the hay, the teas. I even get some of that tea flavor in the other categories. And then you get into the darker stuff, the reds and the orange Virginias, which are that's what I really like, and it's more McClelland-like to me. So there we go. We kind of got that out of the way. One more thing, one more caveat we have to say is these blends that I count on the top 5 countdown may not be pure Virginias, but they are Virginia-based tobaccos. They may have some burley mixed in, they may have a little bit of Cavendish mixed in, and they may have Perique. And I'm finding I like Perique more and more. I guess the older I get, I don't know why, my taste may be changing, but I really like Windjammer, which is very heavy on Perique, and I'm really digging that. And there's some other Perique blends that I'm starting to really find a niche for, or I'm hitting the mark on that stuff. But this one here is number 5. We'll go ahead and get this over with. Let me get it lit, and then we'll talk about this tobacco and why it's number 5. Okay, housekeeping. It's gonna take a while to light this tobacco. It's thick, it's aged, it's got some moisture, but go ahead and show you it's a Bluebird squat tomato. Good thing that thing wasn't lit. I love the Bluebird pipes. I really do. They just remind me, I've said this before in my videos, if a Japanese artisan pipe and a Danish artisan pipe had a baby, they would spit out a Bluebird. And my goal is, once I am done or pausing on the Fil Rivara pipes, I'd love to get every shape in the Bluebird, which is about 5 or 6 shapes. And I've got 2 of the shapes so far. I've got three Bluebirds, 2 Bulldogs, and the squat tomato. And they have, I think they have Dublin style. They have maybe a poker, cherry wood, something like that, and maybe a billiard, and things like that. So I want to get one of every shape eventually. But anyway, let me get back to lighting this tobacco. Y'all talk amongst yourself. Light one along with me. Let me know what you're smoking. Good stuff. This one's definitely bread, toasted breads, a little bit of tea, some stone fruits, a little bit of fig, but mainly the bready notes on this one, and sugar, like a cinnamon, but not cinnamon, but like a sweet toast. I can't say syrup or maple because it doesn't have any toppings that I know of on it. A little bit of a essence to it, and we'll go over that in just a minute. And the other videos that I do the countdown won't be as long because I had to get some technical stuff out of the way to let you know what this is and what we're counting down and why, and all the little caveats and asterisks and things like that. So the other videos shouldn't be as long, but I'm not promising anything. Okay. So let's start. Number 5, most McClelland. This tobacco is from the Lakeland district, and they are famous for a little bit of their essence on some of their tobaccos. Although this one does not have a very much, maybe just a minuscule amount of it in there. I can pick up some floral and some rose and things like that. And I'll go ahead and let you know this one is Galworth and Hogarth Best Brown number 2. It's a medium strength flake tobacco blended from the finest Virginias and Burley. So this is a Weber, Weber, not a vapor, which would be a Virginia Perique. This is a Virginia Burley. Definitely Virginia forward. The Burleys are kind of take a roll, give it some of that bready, nutty flavor, but the Virginias just complement it. The Burleys, and they work very well together in this. This is kind of a, if you've never had Stonehaven, you get a little bit of Stonehaven, although Stonehaven has a totally different characteristics, but you can find some Stonehaven flavors, which is a Virginia Burley as well. This one is number 5, and I really enjoy it. It's very sweet, natural sweetness. It's just a great tobacco, and I enjoy a lot of the Galworth and Hogarth and the Samuel Galworth offerings. They were the same company at one time, ended up splitting. I think they were maybe brothers or something, and they split and they became 2 companies, and now they're back together and they're blending, and they're keeping the same recipes, but they're out of the same place and putting out under really 2 names but 1 category, 1 company. So they can probably get better quality control and things like that. I don't know, but they're back together, which is a good thing. This can be somewhat hard to find, but there are certain times of year, and it normally doesn't sell out within an hour like some of the unicorn blends out there. It's not really considered a unicorn, it's just a good blend. And it sells out, and it sells out for a reason. And it's a very, I mean, the tobaccos are, you know, just high quality tobaccos, and you can taste it in the smoke. That is, you just know when you light it that it is, you may not like the blend, but you know that it's still good quality tobacco, but there's just maybe something you don't like about it. Now, the Lakeland essence, we're going to talk about that. Some of the other Galworth and Hogarth blends haven't really had any Sam Galworth with a lot of Lakeland, but I've had Innerdale and Glengarry Flake, and those have a rosy floral essence to me. To some people it tastes soapy, or like they say grandmother's perfume, or grandmother's mothballs inside of her pocketbook and things like that. I don't get that. Maybe those are the people that don't like cilantro, and the people that like Lakeland, they like cilantro. I don't know. You know, it may be something like that, but I don't dislike it. But this one does not have very much, if any at all. So if you're worried about that, I think you're good to go with Best Brown number 2, which is number 5 on our countdown. Stay tuned next Tuesday where we're going to get down and we're going to talk about number 4 on the list. And I'll give you my opinions on this. It's not a review because my taste could be different than yours. And, you know, if you like Virginias, maybe you can try these. I do want to say that Windjammer, which I do love, is not on this list. It's not, I don't want it to come across as it is McClelland-like. It's just a very good tobacco that my taste buds love. It really doesn't taste anything like McClelland, and I want to get that out of the way as well and clear some things up. I do love that tobacco, and I smoke it every day. It's pretty much my all-day smoke is Windjammer. So I hope you stick with us, and we get down and count down the rest of these. But if you want to try to find some of these Virginias and try them out, I think Best Brown is in that category that can get you kind of close and in that Virginia McClelland-like range. Not that it is McClelland's at all. So anyway, hope you enjoyed. Hope you have a great evening. I'm gonna sit back. We've got a full moon tonight. Weather is perfect. Just a slight breeze. Just finished a great Philly cheesesteak that I cooked on my Blackstone griddle, and gonna have a good evening. I'm gonna finish this pipe and go smoke me some more. Hope you have a great evening. God bless everybody.